Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about basic weight loss and nutrition and diet. So basically each year we get more and more people and celebrities on DVDs and books and things like that promising the secret of weight loss and the secrets to nutrition and stuff like that. And each year we get more and more people that are obese and overweight. So why don't fad diets or just diets work? And why don't people lose weight? A few of the reasons being that quite a lot of fad diets are nutritionally unbalanced and people can't stick to them. So for example, if you've got a low fat and a high carb, or a low carb and a high protein diet, there's going to be certain things in that where if you're too low in carbs, you're not going to get enough fibre and B vitamins. If you're too low in fats, you're not going to get fat soluble vitamins, essential fatty acids, things like that. So this is going to cause cravings, and so you start your diet and then you're going to start to binge. You're going to start to get the burgers and the pizzas and the ice cream and the alcohol, and you're going to be straight back to square one with your diet. So yeah, that's a big cause of it. Cause of overeating is poor nutrition, nutritional management. And a lot of research speculates that that's the cause of overeating. You're not getting the right things in. So diets need a few things. So on here, longevity, realistic, practical. Yeah. I'm not a researcher. I don't work in a lab. I'm not a scientist or anything like that. This is just kind of what I do, and it's a very basic breakdown of how to sort of manage your diet so that you don't put on loads of weight and you're not unhealthy and you're also happy as well. And that fits into some of these as well. You need to be able to do it for a long time. Some people they start a diet and it's very low on a lot of on sections of their nutrition, and they can't stick to it, and within 6 months they're bigger than they ever were because they're just eating. It's what we do as humans. If we don't have something in our diet nutritionally, we want to get it and we store it, and fats and sugars and carbohydrates and things like that. So yeah, it's got to be something that's realistic and practical for your lifestyle that you can stick to. That really brings me on to the second point, that one size doesn't fit all. Everybody's different. Genetically, lifestyle, socially, all that stuff, we're all different. Where we live and the foods that we can consume. In the western part of the world, we're pretty lucky. We can get most foods readily available to us. But if you have someone that has a very, very active job and they exercise a lot, they might need more food for their day, depending on their goals. If you have someone that's got a very sedentary lifestyle, they sit at an office and they're sat down quite a lot and they're not doing a lot, they're coming home and not doing a lot, and they're eating the same amount as somebody that has a very busy, active lifestyle, then there's not gonna, they're gonna put on weight. So we'll go into a bit of that in a bit. Variety, flexibility, overall health and happiness. Like, I consider myself to be fairly fit and healthy. I've got low body fat, fairly lean, and I'm pretty happy with my diet. There's no gaps in my diet where I feel unhappy. I'm healthy. I eat a well-rounded diet, but I also have those treats and snacks and things that that you want every now and again. I have a takeaway every week. I have chocolate every week, but I just do the fundamental basics really well during the weekdays, and that's really the kind of key to this, is just being happy with it. Don't strip away everything in your diet. It's got to be well rounded, and make changes slowly as you go on. If you go from being really, really unhealthy and eating a very, very high trans fat diet of like burgers, and then you think, yeah, cool, okay, I'm going to cut out all carbs, I'm going to cut out all sugars, you are going to crash, and you're going to binge, and you're going to end up worse than you were before. So definitely it's got to be a slow process. Cool. All right. Okay. So let's move on to this bit. Again, I'm not a scientist. I'm just going to give you a very basic overview of all this stuff. This is a nutritional importance pyramid. Okay. And this tells you about our sort of basic parts to nutrition and diet. Just like a pyramid or a house, the most important bits at the bottom, the foundation, because it supports the whole bit. So it's going to, importance-wise, it's going to be more from the bottom, and then decreasing in importance as we go up. So the first thing we're going to talk about is calories. You've probably heard this word thrown around a lot, especially to do with diets and people losing weight. It's basically a unit of energy that food will produce in the human body when consumed. Okay, so very, very basic. It's when you eat food, the calories are in. That's the unit of energy that the body produces when you put that food in your body. So a very, very easy, basic way of losing weight or changing, the makeup of your body is energy consumed. So food you put in, and then minus energy expended equals change in mass. So, for example, really basic, you have a diet of 2,500 calories a day, and your work rate, okay, the energy that your output in your day-to-day job, your life, if you exercise, is 3,000 calories. There is a deficit of 500 calories there, so you will lose weight. And it needs to be sensible. You can't go from eating 2,500 calories to eating 500 calories. You've got to make it, to each their own, and it depends how much of a drastic change you want to make. But a deficit of between 200 and max 700 calories, will give you a weight loss a change each week. Okay. That brings us on to macros, which is basically the building blocks of calories and what it's made up of. And the macros that you eat will depend on how the change takes place. What will you lose in your mass? If there's a deficit. Will it be fat? Will it be muscle? It depends on, on all that kind of stuff. So, first of all, carbohydrates, it makes up more than half of your dietary calories. It's where you get most of your energy, and basically the body takes in carbohydrates or sugars in lots of different forms, and it converts it into blood sugar or blood glucose and uses that as energy. You get this from stuff like bread and pasta and grains and rice and stuff like that. And that's basically what I stick to. I eat a lot of rice, quinoa, sweet potato. I eat sort of more whole grain, more complex sugars, because they've got more fibre in, they take slightly longer for the body to break down, and they're released slightly slower over the course of the day, so they don't give you like a sugar spike. Proteins. You need proteins to have healthy cell function. And basically it's many amino acids chained together. They're the building blocks of muscle fibers, and they help with recovery and getting stronger and stuff like that. Also, eating protein, you have to digest it. It's a lot harder to digest than other foods, so it helps your metabolism to fire. And just by eating more protein in your diet, your body is gonna burn more calories. Research has shown that people with high protein diets, they lose weight quicker, essentially. Fats. Obviously, there's healthy fats and unhealthy fats. There's been a lot of bad research to do with fats, over the last period of time, and it's basically that trans fats. Obviously, eating things like a deep fried Mars bar is going to be unhealthy for you. Just use some of the sort of common sense with this stuff, Healthy fats are things like butter, some dairy, oils. Meat, in fact, has healthy fats in. You've got avocados and nuts, things like that. Those are healthy fats, and they are energy storage fats. They also help to maintain and control healthy hormones. They're obviously too much of fats is gonna be a bad thing as well. So that's your macros. Next one, we've got our micronutrition. Okay, so macronutrition and micronutrition. This is basically like vegetables, overall health and well-being kind of foods. So if you just ate your nuts and avocados and oils in each meal, and your proteins like, you know, fish and meat and chicken and stuff like that, and your carbohydrates like your grains and your rice and your potatoes. Yes, you know, if you're controlling that, that's really good. You will make a compositional change of your body. However, will you have the overall health and well-being? Very, very, on basic terms, vegetables are really good for you, and they stop you from, don't stop you, but they can stop you from being ill and unhealthy. They help to keep your blood as a good system to transport all these nutrients around your body. So yeah, eating lots of vegetables. I eat a lot of spinach and kale, tomatoes, I eat beetroot, broccoli's a really good one, and it just helps with the, you know, the overall health and well-being of your body, being able to sort of repel illness and stay illness-free and recovery and all that stuff. Meal frequency, again, we're going up, yeah? Really important, not so important. So now we're getting to stuff that this is more important. Up here, meal frequency, when and how much. Lots of debate about this. You get people that go on about eating like 8 meals a day and hand-sized portions and all this stuff. Again, I'm not an expert. I basically, you know, if you ate all of your macros and calories for one day, say my diet, my intake for my busy lifestyle is like 3,000 calories. If I ate that all in one meal, that would be bad, because that would really slow my whole body down. I'd be sluggish, I'd be tired. It'd take me a long time to digest it, or I'm not sure I could even do that. But yeah, it's not a good thing. You want to sort of spread your meals out a little bit so that your body can take the food, digest it, use it for what it needs to do, and then you can carry on with your day. Last but not least, you've got supplementation. So anything that you don't feel that you get in your diet, so you can take vitamins, and you know, any health food shop, if you walk in there will be an abundance of pills and powders and potions of all different descriptions in there that you can use to, you know, I think a lot of it might be borderline on the kind of fad thing where people take a lot of this stuff. I think really just a good multivitamin, you know, that sort of thing. And a few other things depending on what you do, stuff for joint care, you know, you can take stuff like omega, which is good for like heart and things like that, just whatever you think you don't get in your diet. So yeah, there's a very, very basic breakdown of nutritional importance in the form of this. Basically, the sort of overlying message of this, you need to be happy. I don't go into huge detail. You can go online and find calorie counting calculators. You can find out what your BMI is. You can find out about your macros and what you require for that, and it'll ask you lots of questions. And you can get this to a very, very finite detail. If you do more, you need to eat slightly more, and when you do less, you need to eat slightly less. It's the kind of formula that I use, but you can go into super detail, and just remember that everyone's different. You know, some people struggle to keep weight off, some people store fat here, or here, or here, you know, or here in the arms. You know, everyone's different, so you need to find what works best for you. Hopefully this has helped you with some of your questions about nutrition and diet. Yeah, see you next time.